Common Mistakes in English, Lesson 3. Special Requests. Asking for the time of day. The most common question is, what time is it? You can make it more polite by saying please. What time is it, please? We can also ask, could you tell me what time it is? Could you please tell me what time it is? Do you have the time? And before asking any of the above questions, it's best to say excuse me, such as, excuse me, do you have the time? Asking someone to dance. Now some of these questions are more like an invitation rather than a request, but I find all the differences interesting, so let's take a look. The first one is very casual. You can ask, how about a dance? The next two are more common. Do you want to dance? Would you like to dance? And with do you want to dance, more naturally it sounds like, do you want to dance? A little more polite would be, would you care to dance? And a very polite request would be, may I have this dance, please? That's a very formal request. Since the focus right now is on special requests, let's take a moment and talk about the kind of requests we make at a restaurant, ordering food. In my personal opinion, I don't think it's very polite to use the imperative. Even at a fast food restaurant like McDonald's, I wouldn't say, give me a hamburger, give me a Coke. I think it's better to say, could I have, or I'll have. For example, could I have a cheeseburger, small fries, and a Coke? Or, I'll have a fish sandwich, large fries, and a vanilla shake, please. Okay? Now, if it's a nicer restaurant, you can still use could I have, I'll have. You could also say, I'd like the grilled tuna, please. You might also say, I'll try the grilled tuna, please. So in any kind of restaurant, I don't think it's appropriate to say, give me. Better to say, could I have, I'll try, or I'd like. Okay? Asking for permission. When you request someone's permission to do something, you are asking them to let you perform an action. We can use let me, and of course always add please. Examples: let me cook dinner for you. Let me drive home. Please let me explain. Let me finish, please. We can also ask, can I or could I? And of course make them more polite by adding please. For example, can I go now? Could I take this home? We could also ask, do you mind or would you mind if I? Another variation is, would you mind terribly if I? And to these questions, appropriate answers are, no, that's fine. No, that would be fine. No, not at all. Please do. By giving these answers, you're saying, no, I don't mind. It's not going to be a problem. Please go ahead and do what you want. Example: daughter, would you mind terribly if I didn't spend New Year's Eve at home this year? I'd like to go out with my friends. Mother, I suppose that would be fine. Another way to ask permission is, would it be all right if I? For example, would it be all right if I borrowed your red sweater? The question may I is a very polite way to ask for permission. Examples: may I be excused? May I please have some more? May I take this, please? Written requests. Informal requests are often made in notes. For example, call John. Meet me at the gym. Please make 10 copies of this. Formal requests are often used in business writing. Examples: I request that you take the time to review my case. We request all employees to give at least 1 month's notice before taking vacation time. Note the grammar here. With request that, we say request that plus you
plus the base verb. I request that you take the time. I request that he take the time. I request that they take the time. Request that plus a person plus the base verb. In the second structure, it's request plus who plus the infinitive. We request all employees to do what? Request who to do what? Let's talk about general politeness in writing. Sometimes you need a level of formality that's neither too much nor too little. For example, when you write to me, you don't have to be overly polite, but please don't order me to do anything. For example, you could write, Jennifer, would you please teach a lesson on present perfect? Jennifer, I'd like to ask you to help me with the pronunciation of L. Jennifer, I'd appreciate it if you covered adjective clauses in a future lesson.
I think you're ready now for our final exercise.
Here's the final exercise. Listen to the question and choose the appropriate statement. Example. What would a father say to a son? B. Don't forget to turn off the light. Number 1. What would a girlfriend say to her boyfriend? B. Call me later, okay? 2. What would a mother say to a small child? A. Clean up the toys, please. 3. What would you say to your roommate? A. Could you help me open this, please? 4. What would a student say to a teacher? B. May I leave class a little early today? 5. What would a husband say to a wife? A. Can you help me take the trash out? 6. What would a brother say to a sister? A. Do you mind if I turn it up? 7. What would a teacher say to her students? B. Please open your books to page 10. 8. What would you say to your neighbor? B. Do you know what time it is? 9. What would you say to a friend? B. Please play a song for me.
That's all for our lesson on requests. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel.